Alright, today we've got a little quickie video. I'm going to open up a Kingston SSD. Just simply because people have asked and I had a discussion about it. I figured I'd do a video on it. First of all, we've got to get rid of this little warranty void tab. This is out of a recycled computer, so that doesn't matter anymore. Alright, warranty sticker has been violated. Get an appropriate Torx driver here. These are fairly soft Torx drivers, so it needs a bit of downforce to avoid stripping out both driver and screw. And no doubt these have probably got a bit of like thread locker in them as well. So 4 screws is what we need to take out of here, and we'll be back in a moment. Now just before we open it, for reference, this is an NVMe SSD, quite commonly what you see when people call SSDs these days. This is what would go in an Apple device. This is a different type of SSD that has a proprietary connector. This is a SATA SSD designed to connect to a serial ATA connection. You can get adapters that will allow you to plug one into the other, and there are also different standards of these. Generally the ones that have got 2 notches on these are a SATA SSD. And that's what this one's made for. See, the keying is different here. In any case, let's move on. I forgot to mention, there is actually a third standard. There's an M SATA, a mini SATA. And this shows the keying for a SATA SSD. Anyway, I don't have those 2 examples, so let's remove this. Right, we're going to magnet these screws out of the holes, except for that one, and peel the lid off. Lucky last. Okay, now we can peel the lid off. Now inside most of these, especially the cheap ones like the ADATA ones, the board is only this big. It only goes up to about here. This one has multiple NAND chips, which is actually a good thing. It makes it a lot faster because it can access multiple spaces simultaneously, making it much quicker. However, in a lot of these, there's just a single chip, which brings it back to the similar problem you have with a mechanical hard drive, in that you can only access one space at a time, because there's only one set of heads, or at least the heads can only be in one place on the disk at a time. With a single NAND chip, yes, you can access multiple locations at a time, but when you have multiple chips, it amplifies that much quicker. However, the only speed you're going to get out of this is going to be up to about SATA 3 speed. So at this point, one chip here is probably almost as fast as SATA 3 anyway. You can also see this has some RAM, and it has its own processor as well. This in itself is basically a computer with a whole heap of storage, a CPU and RAM. Some people have actually speculated recently, I wonder if I could run Doom on an SSD. You probably could. I just don't know how, and getting a display interface to this would be difficult. But there are all sorts of little interface connections all over this, and test points. I would posit that it's probably not impossible. But I just thought it was interesting to show you guys what's inside them, and why the Kingston ones sometimes are a little bit better than something like the ADATA SU600s, which is one that I looked at very recently, and that number's fresh in my brain. But that's what's inside a SATA SSD, particularly a Kingston brand one. So anyway, this will make a good thumbnail. Hope it was an interesting video, and yeah, I might go back out and work on Land Rovers now. Just a quick addendum, yes, the CPU does get warm and it does require some cooling, hence the thermal pad on this.